I love listening to music, so you know. Hello, everybody. It's me. I'm live. Today it's finished pages. It's the end of the month. I know it's February 3rd. Usually I would have done this, probably would have done this on the 1st, but I had, I've been busy working. So that's also going on. I've had some doctor appointments. So, I've had a lot of things going on last month. So I hope everybody's good and has been very good. It's been very cold, very rainy. It's been very pouring today. So I hope everybody is staying safe and healthy. Today is a day where it's not raining and pouring. So, of course, it's the finished pages. So I did approximately, according to my Excel sheet, after I had written down everything in my notebook, because what I do every year is I start a new notebook. The last 2 years I shared a notebook I started a new notebook. So this basically is everything. I write down everything and then I put it on an Excel sheet. Then I also have, so this is the top 10 books to finish. And then these are my goals for January. As you can see, I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 out of my 10 goals. I completed 7 out of my 10 goals. So for those who don't know, the top 10 books to finish for 24 are Ivy and the Inky Butterfly by Johanna Basford, 300 Mandalas by Sally Berry, Fairytales by Emelie Lidehall Oberg, Cute and Creepy by Camilla de The Art of Mandala, Volume 1 by Jason Hamilton, Fragile World by Kerby Rosanes, Realistic or / Beautiful Portraits coloring book by Cindy Ellis Hornery. I'll probably keep this one if I do finish it. Intricate Flowers by Jade Summer, Magical Fairies by Demita Victoria, Moon Magic by Chartwell Books. Those are my top 10 books to finish for the year. So keep that in mind. There are 2 other books that I'm thinking maybe possibly I should have done a top 12 maybe, but that would have been a little too much. I know some people are doing what's called the top 24 for 2024. Yeah, like every year they do one. So then it's like, oh, how many books? Let's do the year. Like 24 would be 24 books. So if you did 2020, I guess you'd do 20 books. So the first one that we did is a freebie that I got off of Color in Heaven. Now, if you subscribe to the newsletter, the Color in Heaven, if you're a subscriber, they give you the option of, for the Color in Heaven magazine, they give you the option of subscribing to their newsletter. So if you do that and you subscribe, sometimes they give you freebies. So I often do the freebie. So this first one is a Color in Heaven freebie by Maud Lemoyne. I think she was coming out with her Mysterious Woman one. So, the paper has been changed on it. So I use a nice cardstock for my paper. Yeah, and use like a Nina. What do I use that? Nina cardstock. It's a very good cardstock, except sometimes my markers don't always do that. And I finished this on 1/6/24. So then I did this one, which is Winter Beauties by Adventurer Crafts. They're an Etsy store. So, I use markers on this. As you can tell, my markers were starting to fade. But this is actually coming out lighter than it is on person. And this is actually coming out, for some reason, some of the colors are coming out darker. Some of the colors are coming out lighter. So I don't know what that's about. Now, if you're me, you know that Hannah Lynn has a Patreon page that she does. Every month she does 2 Patreons. Sometimes she does 3, but most of the times it's 2. So this one is Coloring Afternoon Party. I did this with some Copics, my budget-friendly markers, which I'm starting to run out of. I'm starting to go through them. So this is Coloring Afternoon Party. As you can tell, I picked it because it's like this, and I thought this was nice. And I also used I think I used one of my pen. I think I didn't use my Coloring Gel pen. I think I used my Pentel Sparkle Pop on this pen. Yeah, I have a few of the Pentel Sparkle Pops. I would definitely buy the Pentel Sparkle Pops again. So yeah, this is Color in Afternoon. Yeah. And then this one I did in pencils, but the pencils for some reason did not work very well on this paper. I don't know if it was the image, the paper. Um, the skin didn't come out as well as it should have, and I don't know why on it. So this is that was Floral Beauties by Giraffe Coloring. Now this is one of my top 10 books to finish for the year. This is Emelie, Lidehall, Oberg. So this is the one that I did. I did 2 in here. So I finished this one. This one has a lot of whips in it. So sometimes I did the whips and I never finished them. So this book I have to try and match the colors now. This one was when I started, stopped, finished. As you can tell, I did some gel pen work in here. Like I like the gel pens and how they made it pop a little bit. This is not a book I'm going to keep when I finish it. Just because it's a lot, it takes up a lot of room. It's not one of my favorite books, but I do like coloring in it from time to time. So different colored pencils in this. So those were the 2 I did. And I think one of the ones that I'm currently working on, I don't know why that's in there, but that was from last month. Actually, this is one that I finished last month, and I'm also working on this one right now. So you guys can get a little bit of an understanding that I'm working on certain pictures, but I don't always finish them. Then these are 2 long time whips, as you guys probably have seen. See, this one got all messed up. You guys can't see it. See, it looks so light, but it's all like all the things there, so I have to use the eraser and put that in there. So you guys see there's some works in here. I don't remember what pencils I used on this, so this is why this one is going to look whacked a little bit. So over here you can see some pencil thing here. So this also is another one. Then you see this one is also a whip. This one's one we did last month, which I really like the way this one did it. So when I do the pencils in here, I put paper behind it now because otherwise it'll mark it up. And this is also another one we started and never finished. This is what we call the Book of Whips. This is like my big whip book. See, this is another one we started and never finished. Let's see if there's anything in there. See, for me, this is a good book. See, and then I started this one a long time ago. Did this one. Like, I think these 2 pictures kind of complement each other. So this is probably what I would consider a double page spread. So as you can tell, I never got a chance to really finish this book. But as you can also tell, they have this thing here if you want to ever color this. This might be the last thing I do in the book to complete it. I might actually go back and start doing this page because I think this would be a fun page to color. So it's just an interesting thing to do. So now this is the next one. This is Magical Fairies by Demina Victoria. This is a grayscale. This is a hard. When you go to Amazon, you can buy the hardcover one or the print one. I think I will keep this one just because I like this one. So I did this one. This one is really nice. Like, as you can tell, I've done some of the beginning pages. This one, she has some really nice pages in it. So this is one that I did in markers. As you can tell, this has black background, which I really do appreciate. But even still, I still put a piece of paper when I'm working on them. So you can tell some of this got on this. I don't know how that happened, but it does happen from time to time. Don't know why that happens. It's like something with the transfer in it. So those who are interested, and then this is one I'm working on. I started it, which means I probably will be making these yellow. because of the brown. I'll probably make them yellow or purple. I haven't yet decided. Mina Victoria has some really pretty, you know, when I say she has really pretty stuff, she really does have some really pretty stuff in this book. I think I will keep this hardcover when I'm done. And I mean, she gives you 2 copies of each page in her book, so when you go version 2, you can color them completely different. Most times they give you 2 versions of a book. So then, you know, you get a part 2 if you want to color it in pencil or do something different with it. So that is that one. We did that with my markers. Now we go to Ivy and the Inky Butterfly. Yeah, it takes me a long time to do the pages in this for some reason. So let's do this. So you notice that we finished a double page spread in this. This is a double page spread. I really like the colors I used in this one. Now the next one, when I do this, I also put a page behind. We finished this one as well. This should have been over here. I don't know why I transferred to here. So we did this on a live stream. This is what I did off of the live stream. So I started this page but didn't finish it, but we did this page. So this is done in a lot of different colored pencils. There's a live stream. So I see that I didn't finish this, but that's okay. I'll probably fix that. I didn't know the time, so you can see I did this one on live stream. So this is the other one that we're currently working on right now. So I wanted you guys to see that. So I like the way these have come out. So, you know, when I do these, I tend to do them in, you know, I try to take one page at a time. And this is one of the few books that I'm doing in order. So that is the Ivy and the Inky Butterfly. Yes, and it was 43 pages, 4 which were things in there. So then we did Intricate Flowers by Jade Summer. Yeah, I did some Jade Summer this month. So I did this in markers. This was done with one of my markers, Copics, and what are those other markers I just bought? What was budget-friendly markers? I'm trying to remember what markers I bought. Glass markers. I have them, but I don't have them in this room right now with me. They're called Kamaki, but they're like touch cool. You can get them like for 168. So what I'm doing with the container is I'm using the container to put my Copic. Once I'm done with them and I open up a few spaces, I move some of my Copics into that container. So then it will become a Copic container. So you call it reuse, recycle. So I like the colors that came out of this: yellow, orange, some greens. This one was kind of funny because some of my markers started drying out. The cheaper ones, the touch cool ones, started drying out. My budget friendly ones started drying out. So then I used some of my Copics to supplement it. So you could tell this was pinks, purples, and greens, some blues, and lilacs. So I chose some different. I played around with the color scheme a little bit, and this is one of my top 10 to finish. Because I don't get to do Jade Summer, and I don't really get to do all those many flowers unless I'm doing Ivy and the Inky Butterfly or World of Flowers by Jade Summer. So that was one I did. I really like that one. Now this is one of my top 10 to finish for the year. So this one is really a good one to do. And I did a double page spread. So you guys know this one takes me also a long time to do. So I did this one with a couple of different colored pencils. I did this one with my Black Widows, Prismas, Polychromos, and I did this with Pentel oil pastels that I have, the very cheap one. For the background, as you guys can see, I used the pastel for the background rather than using a colored pencil background because when you use the colored pencil background, it takes up a lot of your pencil. So for me, the oil pastels that I use are a lot easier than the chalk pastels. Now, that's not to say that I don't like the chalk pastels. I just find that if I use the oil pastels, they're a lot easier for me to use, and I don't have a problem. The only thing that I have a problem with in Kerby books is this darn line when he does double spread pages. You know, I'm like, ah. But they do come out nice, and these are the ringtail embers. Now, when you buy this book, when I bought this book, I think part of the proceeds for Fragile World go to an animal rescue organization. So that is one of the things that I really like the way this book came out. I'm really happy with it. I was really happy with it. I had to look up what the lemurs looked like so I could get it right. So sometimes what I do is I look up what the animal looks like and then I'll color it in this book to make it look a little bit more realistic. So I was looking for a color that wouldn't take away from what I did. So sometimes it's hard to pick a color that looks good with your picture. So yeah. So see this one, but what happened? Let me show you what happened. You see how it happens when you don't put a page behind it? I have all this stuff there. So now I'm going to have to look at how this looks to look at what these penguins look like. But if you don't know what the animal is, so you see here you have page 10. So the page here to do for page 10, and they'll tell you what the animal looks like. So you can get it close. So southern rockhopper, they're very vulnerable. So that's what they are, southern rockhopper penguins, which I'll have to look up online what they look like. So we get it done. These I looked up too, these frogs. So when I did the frogs, so you guys see that I sometimes will do pictures if they're necessary. So. And this is one of my top 10 to finish. But this is a book I will keep when I'm finished with it because I like the pictures. Cute and Creepy Coloring Book by Camilla de Erico. So this is one, looking for the finished pages. This is just one of my more whimsical books, but I won't be keeping it when it's done. So this is one of the ones I did here. This took me about 2-3 months because you keep, stop. You know what happens? Then the holidays come and then you stop doing something and then you're like, oh, what is this? So this one was done completely in pencil, even the background. I used up so much of my orange colored pencil. I did buy some art supplies, so I bought up 2 more orange Prisma colored pencils so I would have them. So that's what I did there. So I now have this orange colored back in my Prisma. And I did buy some Copic refills, so because I started running out. So that's like the only thing I would say that I bought. So then there's these next 2. I'm kind of like in a loss on what to do with this one. Like I know what color I want to do the frog, but I'm not too sure what I want to do for the background on this yet. So to me, for this book, it's like I have to think what color would I want, and do I want to match this color with this color, or do I want to do a complementary color scheme? Do I want to do the same color? So for this one, it's always, for me, it's the background that is sometimes I don't do a background. Like one of the first pictures that I did in this book, I think one of the first things I ever did in this book is in the back. So you see this one, they're not having backgrounds because I just think they look fine. And this one was kind of a tribute to Sammy from Color and Chat Sammy with the hedgehog. Because I'm sorry, this girl reminded me so much of Sammy with her little hedgehog when I did it. So some of them won't have backgrounds because I don't feel like they need it, if that makes sense. So then we did the next one, which is The Art of Mandala. Hey guys, don't be afraid to chat. We're here to chat. So this is also on my top 10 books to finish. So I haven't yet decided if I'm going to keep it or get rid of it. I mean, I really do like the Mandelas in here. I think I like them more than the Sally Berry one. That's even true. As you guys can see, I put some glitter gel pen. Like down here, when it's like this, you can't see the glitter. But if I move it up, you guys see how much glitter is in here. So I haven't made a decision if I'm going to keep it or get rid of it. I think I might keep this mandala because it's small and I like the pictures in it. Hey, Claire Redfield, how are you? It is a beautiful morning. It's not raining, it's not cold. We've been having nothing but rain the last few days here, so then we're gonna have rain again from Sunday to Thursday, they tell us. So I do like the glitter in this a lot. So that's that one. This is on my top 10 books to finish, by the way. So I used markers and gel pens on that. Now this is another one. I bought this originally. I actually bought this book originally off of what is the store name? Five and Below. Yeah, in the community next to us, there's another place, another shopping area in Lake Forest, which is I think the community right next over to us. So this is called Moon Magic Coloring Book, and it's a mystical potential book. So I really like it. So this is Moon Magic. It is by Chartwell Books. And I like this. I did this in colored pencil. All of this was done in colored pencil. I think this was done with Prismas, Black Widows, and I think maybe my new Finding the Lost Girl colored pencil. So that was that one. So you see, I have a whole bunch of, I have some whips in here, and then I have some pages that never been done. So depends on what I feel like with this book, but I think this is an okay book, but this is also on my top 10 to finish. This is another one that I'm not keeping when I'm done with it. So it's just because, there's only so much space. So now this is one of my favorite books to color from. I don't get to color from it, but it is on my top 10 to finish. And this one is one that I like pictures. I like the portraits. I think they're very well done. So here is one that I did. My marker started running out. So hi, Bibliofire. Hi, Robin. How are you? This is Beautiful Portraits, Realistic Adult Coloring Book by, I think, what is her name? Cindy Elisaroni. Yeah. So this is a grayscale coloring book. My marker ran out when I was doing it. As you can see, I put a page behind some of this because sometimes when you use markers, they yellow the pages behind them if you don't have a page. So you have to be really careful about that. So this one was one that I did. I think I did this with my Copics. I've been good. I've just been, I've been busy working a lot this month. This past month, January, I was working almost, I think the last 2 weeks I was working almost every day except for one day, but that was because I had to go to the dentist. And I have to go to the dentist again on Thursday to get some work done. So that's going to be hard. So, I've been working or I've been going to doctors, so my month was very busy. So then I did this to do that. So I have to skip the ads. Sometimes, they give you that thing when you go on your thing on YouTube when you're doing a live stream. They'll say, "Oh, do you want to do ads?" And I go, "No, I don't want ads for my viewers because it interrupts the flow." Like when we do the playback, there'll be ads, but I don't think that's really nice to do to you guys while you come in here. So. And then we do these pictures. This one was done with my markers, as you can tell. The sign of a nice juicy marker. So you can see the back of it, as Anne used to say to me. So, and I have a piece of paper there. So this is a book that I will be finishing. So yeah, these are the top 10 books that I just doing, and this is the last of the top 10 for my 2024. So this is the big mandala book, as we call it. Yeah, we call this the big mandala book. So yes, they don't even sell this book anymore on Amazon, which I'm like kind of shocked. They don't even, and that makes me upset because I put some of the links in. I didn't get to do them because I kind of got frustrated with doing them because they weren't showing up on some of them. So this one I did on 1/9/24. I wrote down when I did this one. I think I used some of my gel pens on this. Yeah, I did use some of the gel pens on some of the areas. So You know, I have some fine liners, but I put them all in a box because some of them are staplers and just had so many of them. And then I did this one. I was trying to use up some of the cheaper markers on this one. Just I wanted to give it like a rainbow effect and do a rainbow thing on this. So this is one of the books to finish. And then I did this one on 1/19/24. I've been writing down when I finish them now. So when I get the picture done, I'll take the picture and then I'll write down after I take a picture and make the picture look, do some minor little editing. I'll write down when I finish the picture. So I only did 2 in this book this month. I kind of was like, did a little bit more this month than I thought I would do. So those are from the top 10. And those were the PDFs. So in total it was 43 pictures. And 4 of them were, and it was total 28 books. But if you take the PDFs, so it's really 24 books, 4 PDFs, 43 pictures. So I kind of did it on Excel. So then this is an old book. This is not being sold anymore. I don't know when she's going to reopen up her Etsy store, Laura Rafferty. But if you ask her, you might be able to get a PDF of it. I think she may have PDFs of the book. Basically, these are pictures and like basically the portraits in circles. So I did this with polychromos, prismers. And I think I did this one. I think I did the hair with a cheap brown Crayola pencil. Yeah, I think my nieces were over that day that I did this. So I did this with colored pencils. So this is a circle portrait. You get this in there. So this is a really nice book. I wanted it in orange. So the orange added a nice autumny feel to it. We just do something different, you know. I thought it would be nice to do something different. You know, do some oranges. I like orange. Now let's go to our hardcover. Mystica by Dada Mao, I think is the artist. This is a Korean coloring book, so it's right up there with my Korean book. So I did this one. I made the hair. It looks like it's like a brownish red, but it's actually a red. I don't know why it's coming up looking like a brownish red on camera, but it's not. It's red. See, this one is this one in the back, but I did this one. So I kind of go and complement it. I did not decide to put a background color because I didn't think it needed it, and I did not put anything here. I just didn't know what color, so I left it alone. I'm just like one of these people who thinks sometimes less is more. You don't always have to color everything up. So I thought this was a really nice one. I did this with a lot of colored pencil. This book is like an interesting mix of things. So you see here, she has something here. So she lets you pick it. You could color it similar to the way they do it in the book, but there's some pictures in there that they have in there. I'm like, I'm going to color them the way that I want to color them, you know. Although she does show you beautiful examples in the book, which I think are really nice. So that's just my opinion. This book is very reminiscent of like a Momo Girl book almost. Yeah, I seemingly had a Demeter Victoria month. This is called Whimsical Fairies. I've had this book for a while and I haven't colored in it in a while, so I did this one. This one is really nice one. I haven't colored in this book in a while, so this one was really nice. I did pinks and purples and some greens and reds. I figured it'd be nice to do a nice color palette of pink, purple, and reds. I seem to be doing a lot of pink, reds, and purples this month. I think I'm still kind of in Christmassy colors, but I'm also wanting to do more spring colors now. You know, now that winter is starting to go bye-bye. Now, here's a book we haven't colored in a while also. This is called 50 Delightful Fairies by Camilla Andrakova. And I only did one in this book, but this book, like, I love the way the colors, I love the way it comes out when it's done, but for me, some of these pictures are a little, how shall we say, more detailed than what you would get typically in a, like, let's say a Demeter Victoria or Jade Summer. some of her line work is a little bit more detailed than other people. So that's why sometimes when I do a Camilla and Jakova one, and I'm not talking about the mandalas, which I love her mandalas. So, these are her fairies. I thought this would be nice to do something, bring back someone we haven't seen in a while. Now we did Jade Summer Kawaii Grayscale Coloring Book, and I did this one. Now, this is a long time whip. I started this a really long time ago. I was like, how did I do this? Because I don't even remember what colors I used or markers I used to start it, but I did finish it with my Copics and my budget-friendly markers because I probably used something different when I started it, a different brand of markers. So, because the little dog was already done, and I think I like the fact that I made the dog very different. I made the dog so different from the rest of the colors in this thing. So I think the dog really stands out. The little puppy stands out in this one. So yeah, so I did that one very differently than I would do anything else. I thought it was really cute and nice. Sometimes you have to pick and choose the colors you get. So that was that one. So now we do another one. I do Mysterious Woman Special by Maud Lemoine. This is the last color in heaven. I have not gotten my Angels and Demons special yet by Josh Lee. That's the next one after this one. So that's the next new one. Sometimes I get mine a little later than everybody else, but you know what? That's okay because I have plenty of color in heavens to do. So I did this one. This was the first one I did this one, and I did this for January Color Your Hoard, which is hosted by Lovella and T's World of Coloring. They both host it. And so what you do is if you haven't colored in any page, so this was the first one I did. I did another one later in the month, so just so you know. So if you haven't colored in the book and it's a brand new book, you do color your hoard. The idea is to color in the books that we have because sometimes we keep getting and not coloring in them for whatever reason. So this one I did completely in colored pencil. This book I'm doing in colored pencil because the paper is really thin. I do not know why they like after the last right before the Halloween issue. I would say right during the Halloween issue of last year, they changed the cardstock on me a little bit, and I was like, this is thinner than usual. So I really am a little disappointed that I can't use my markers in a lot of the books now going forward. So I mean, you could, but it just takes a lot of time. And then I did this one, the little fairy with the girl in it. Sometimes I will do a background, and other times I will not do a background. So I thought my little fox came out really nice. Like I changed the color combo on this. So this I used Prismas. Definitely used Prismas. What did I use? Oh, one of those pencils I used. They weren't the I'm trying to remember those pencils, Black Widows. And I used the Queen Sean budget pencils. I have some Queen Sean budget pencils that I let my nieces use when they come over. So that one I did too. So those were nice. I like those. So that was different. I haven't gotten my Josh Lee's. Then we go to the Color in Heaven Annual 2019. So this is their yearly special. They have a yearly special where they do it. And so now the yearly special comes out, and it's an option. This is not part of your subscription when you buy the annual. You have to buy that separately. So I bought this separately many years ago. So I bought this in 19. So I did this one. And this is from Kanuko Aguso. This has several different artists in it. So when they do their compilation issues, some of them are really good, like the annuals. At the time, I wasn't buying. I don't think in 2019 I might have had a subscription. I might not have. So I bought this. But because now I'm on subscription, I don't really buy the annual because I don't feel like the annual is really worth it to me since I'm getting all the magazines. And if I did buy it, usually if you do get the annual, sometimes they have 4 or 5 pictures that aren't part of the regular thing. But even so, that's not worth it to me to spend $19 or $20 on a book. So keep that in mind. Winter Chibis by Alexander Frenny. So this is the really cute book. So this one I did about 6. This also is a possibility that I could finish this year, possibly. You know, you can color this up to February or March. This has some like little seasonal stuff for winter and some Christmas stuff. So this book has been all done in Marcus pretty much. So I did this one. I thought this one was really cute. I just love these. These are really cute. See, in this one I did in white, but the pencil work isn't really showing. For some reason my pencil work does not show very well in this book. White does not show. Oh, I love this little cute one with all the little Christmas bulbs. This one is cute. I made it into a Starbucks cup. You know, those little red cups that we love so much from Starbucks. I chose to make the cup like red and do this little thing here. I thought this came out really cute. I did it like a Starbucks cup. Then this one. I basically had to refill my ink on this one because this was a Copic. So I basically had to do 2-3 layers to fix it when it went dry. So it was not fun to fix it when it went dry. So when your markers go dry, it's not fun. I thought this was really cute to have this in. As you can see, I really like this one. And this was the last one I did. So I don't have that many left to do. So let me see how many I have left to do in this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This might be ended up a Christmas in July book. If I want it to be. 6, 7, 8. Then they have this bonus page, which is 9. I might get the Mermaid Chibi books at a later time. I'm like curious. Hi, Andrea. How are you? I like that makeup with glitter. So I only have 9 pages left in this book, so I'm really happy about that. I don't even have that many left in this one. So this is like one of the books I had considered to do it, but at the time I was like, I'm not going to finish it, and I really should have put it in the top 10. So, but I did not. I did 5 in this one. So this is Mermaid. See, I've been busy. That's why I haven't been on line lately. I've been busy working. You know, I'm now in California. I'm no longer in New York. So it's kind of like a big adjustment to do. A year and a half. You know, we've been here about a year and a half. So we did this one with markers. As you can tell, my marker dried up. That was from the cheap budget-friendly one. So we did this one. This one I started using some of my Copics to fill in the gap. Yes, we're all here. So then we did another one with the darker colors. So, you know, the thing that I have a problem with the color Questopia books is we use up so much blue. I don't think I'll be getting them again for a while, the color by number books, unless it's something that I really like. But then, even then, you know, I wouldn't do it unless it's a seasonal one, like a Halloween one, maybe. You know, I used to have a Halloween color by number, and I cannot find it. Maybe it didn't get delivered. So then this one. So I don't have many left in this one. So let's count how many left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 left in this book. There's the possibility that I could finish this next month. I would like to finish that next month. So then we did 2 pictures in green portraits, grayscale coloring book by Lana Green. Now this edition I think is sold out, but I think she has a spiral bound edition of this. What I like about this is that I'm not using markers in this book. I'm coloring this grayscale completely in colored pencil. So keep in mind that some of my books I do in pencil, some books I do in marker. It depends on the paper. It depends on, what you do. You typically for me, a lot of my grayscale books I color in marker, but a book like this, because of the way the paper is bound and the way it is, I mean, I could use marker in this book, but then it kind of would go through. I'm not too happy with the way this pencil work came out. I did not like the way this pencil work came out, especially the hair in this. Most of the time my hair comes out perfect, but I find that when I color with darker colors with grayscale in pencil, they don't work as well on the pencil. I don't know why, so they don't work really well. I cannot understand that. So, there's that. Then we did this one, and I like the way my hair came out better, and I used Black Widows for the hair, Prismacolor for the skin. The white was Illuminance. The green outfit was those new Finding the Lost color pencils was for everything else I did. So, and I made this into a calla lily. I did white and yellow. But, white is so hard to do on a grayscale. Pictures, so these are some of the pictures you get in this book. Now, she also has an Etsy store. This is her first coloring book, really, that she's ever done. And this is on the Amazon. But she also, some of these images you may have seen as PDFs. She sells them on Etsy. So she has an Etsy store, too, if you guys are curious about that. Now, this is a brand new book to the channel. This is called World Literature by Erie. I bought this book and another book on Amazon Japan. Now, I'm going to explain to you why I buy on Amazon Japan rather than Etsy. Number one, if you buy 2 books on Amazon Japan, your shipping cost is a lot less. The books tend to be a little less than Etsy. Plus, the shipping is a lot more reasonable on Amazon Japan than if you buy on Etsy. Now, I'm not saying don't buy on Etsy because I buy a lot on Etsy as well. I buy on Amazon Japan. To me, if you see a Japanese book that you like, go to Amazon Japan and do some comparison because I think the price, and if you want to buy more than one Japanese book, I think the price is a little bit better shipping wise. So I did this with several different brands of pencils. As you guys probably have seen, this took me a very long time to do this month. So I did that. So this is a double page spread. As you can tell, I left the room blank and I left this room. I just thought it was so much detail. So this is like a journey through world literature. So then they give you a table of contents. Like some of the fairy tales I know, some of them I don't. So I have to figure out what the fairy tales are. Like these two, I have no idea what these fairy tales are. So I got to look up what the fairy tales are. Like, like some of them you don't know because they're not in your world literature. Like, there are fairy tales that we don't have here in America. I think I know like 2 or 3 that are told. And that's one is a fox and something else in Japanese folklore and stuff like that. So that's that one. So, and I like this book. I love Erie. And we got Circle of Nature coloring book. Now, this is brand new. Now, there's another edition that she sold, which was a premium one, and it's a little taller. But I bought this one because I couldn't afford to get the premium edition. So I bought this one. So I have 2 of these. One I use for Color Your Hoard. So you see she gave me a little thing. This book actually was supposed to come in December, and it did come, but they did not leave it on my door, so I had to get it reshipped, and that was like kind of crazy. And then I had to pick a new day for them to deliver it, and they did deliver it on the new day, but it was like crazy. So then I got Circle of Nature coloring book by Karolina Kubikowska. So I did that one, but that wasn't the first one I did. The first one I did was this one, the little moon thing here, and all the colors. You see how pretty the colors come out in this. So I used a lot of different colored pencils for this one, and I think it was on a purple scheming thing on this one. So that's what I did on this one. So that was the one that I did. So you can buy Karolina Kubikowska's coloring books on her Etsy set on her Etsy. I think I put a link down there. I didn't manage to finish putting all the links down to where you could get some of these books. Some of them I did not put links to because I can't find them, and it's like, and I got kind of frustrated and I didn't finish putting them all in, but I put a lot of them in. The problem, and there are 2 books that I want from Karolina Kubikowska that are out of print, but she says there will be a second print. I think, what is it, Magic Hour and Imaginary Friends, she says there will be a second printing. So I gotta just wait and hopefully they'll come and they won't be, the books are gonna be pricey. So maybe she'll do a deal where you could get 2 of them for a certain amount of money and then you buy them. So that would be nice to do. So I do like the way this looks, It does look nice. I do like this. And yes, and now we did. And now we did another book called, this is called Netflix Stranger Things, the official coloring book. I've had this for a while. I've not colored in it. So, of course, there's a Color Your Hoard in this one. I did get the new Outlander coloring book, the Volume 2 one. So this is nice. I like this one. I used several different brands of pencils on this. Black Widows, Prismas, my Polychromos, which I don't really use too much. My Polychromos, I'm kind of like, I do use them because certain paper requires you use them. So Black Widows. So, my Finding the Lost Girl pencils. Different pencils, I use different things, Some of you know, recently I've been trying to get some of I've been using up some of my Black Widow pencils, so I had to get some new sets for that. I did get like one new set last month or the month before. So I've been getting the sets as I need them, you know what I mean? So it's always hard when you're doing that. So this one I did. I have watched Stranger Things, so my brother's a big fan of it. I like it. It's okay. It's not bad, but I think it's not bad at all. So I did that one. This is the one I did. So I did this one with several different brands of colored pencils. This is the last one that we did. I did that. I like that a lot. So I did get that. I really like the pencil work in this. The pens, I did use Prismas. You notice I used my Prismas, Black Widows, Polychromos. I think I used the Color pastel pencils for some of the greens. Not all of the greens, but some of them. So you guys notice that I do Johanna's. I've been doing Johanna's because I think spring is going to come up soon. So we did a lot of that. So also, I bought this as my reading book. I'm almost done with this. I did this for February last month's book club. I joined the book club called Romantasy. This is called Wild and Wicked Things. It takes place in the 1920s. It deals with witchcraft. This girl Annie finds out that she is a witch, but she's there to settle her father's estate, and she runs into an old friend. And then she meets another person, and so she gets introduced to a whole society on Crow Island, and it's a really good read. Then I am now, because for next month's book club, I have to read 3 books because they're doing the 3rd book in the Crescent City in the Romantasy Club. So that's being done, and then in March they're doing a Danielle Jensen book, so I have to read the books in that series. So I'm right now reading Crescent City as well. So I'm kind of almost finished with this. You guys could see how much of it I've read. So that's really good. So then on my Kindle, I bought the 3rd book. I have the 1st book. Let me turn it on. So you see, I just started House of Earth and Blood, the Crescent City. And now you're doing House of Flame and Shadow, which is the third book in the series. So that's the third book in it. So if you guys are curious, so this is what I'm reading right now, the Crescent City book. So I'm only 3% in it. So so if you have read it, no spoilers, please. I'm finding it interesting in the 3 spoilers. So I hope you have enjoyed this stream. We'll just put one of the comfortable. So I hope you have enjoyed that because I'm going to have to do some housework today. I got to do some laundry, which is not fun to do. So we did that. So this was the new Eerie coloring book. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this stream. I know I have. I hope everybody has a good time and everybody stay safe, stay healthy, and I hope you have enjoyed my pictures for this month because I really enjoyed them. I thought it was a pretty good month. I didn't finish anything, but I made some strides towards finishing some books. You know, it's very rare that you finish a book within the first 2 months of the year, unless you've already had a lot of pages done. So maybe I can get the Mermaid book colored. I don't know about the Winter Tree Bees one, but maybe I'll get some of the top 10 done this year, maybe not. But, you know, it's always a good goal to try and get some of the books done because I need to lower how many books I have in my shelf. So, you know, in some ways it's good to keep the books to a moderate size now. So, and, you know, I always get one of those Color in Heaven magazines in. So I'm waiting for the new one to come in. So hopefully that comes in. I think there's only one book I didn't like this past year, and I think that was The Dark Dolls. So if anybody wants the Dark Dolls Color in Heaven special, let me know. Or if you know someone who would like it but didn't get it, let me know. So maybe they would like it or something. I did not like that book, that Color in Heaven magazine. Don't get me wrong. I love most of the magazines. It's just that book wasn't for me. So I want everybody to stay safe and healthy. And remember to be good to one another and keep well. Bye, everybody. I hope you enjoyed the stream. I know I did. Bye.